What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. We have another statue unboxing today. This is by our good friends over at Darkside Collectibles. This is their Dante 1/4 scale statue. As you know, I have the Dante from Devil May Cry 5. This is Dante from Devil May Cry 1. And I actually used to own the HMO Dante, which I did like, but it was a little underscaled. And it lacked swap outs, so it was very difficult to display. This one has a plethora of switch outs. It's more in line with, like Prime 1 scaled statues. And so here we got it. Looking forward to, reviewing and unboxing this for you guys. So it did actually have an art box, which is fine. Like I said, I hate art boxes, save you money. So it's just styrofoam. They did use straps. This is layer 1. So we're going to take out everything, bring it in the video game room, and unbox it over there and review it. So let's take everything out, see what we got. This is what you have on the bottom layer, which looks like to be Dante's main body, the two swords, and the core base. Got that wing out already. Yeah, here's the base. It's a decent sized base, like not too big, not too small. So it's not going to be a pain in the butt to display. Alright, everybody, so this is everything that you get with the Darkside Dante. Now, do note, this statue does come in two different versions. What I got is the 1/4 because I collect 1/4 video game. But they also have a larger 1/3 scale version as well, which comes with basically everything you see. So you get this nice little base. You get the body, the legs, a sword to put in his back, ivory and bony, two portraits. This one does have like these little see-through eyes and a little light up function. It's pretty bright. And then the standard portrait for when you don't want to light it up, which is probably your go-to. You get the final sword in the game. I forget what that's called. And that gets its own specific hand. You get a shotgun hand as well as these gauntlet hands. And these are super freaking cool with that translucent fire effect. So I am going to compare this to in-game models. I've played every single Devil May Cry. My favorite is still the 5th one. I would say the first one's the second best one. We'll compare some in-game of the HD remake and the original to see how accurate Darkside was to the source material. But let's go ahead and start setting this up. Alright, first things first is adding this back wing here on the base. Now, when I see this base, obviously this is like some sort of lava effect with Dante written into it. And then this, looks like just some sort of statue from the video game. You can see like the head and nose, the mouth. It's been probably a year since I've played the original first game. So I don't remember exactly what this is from. I'd have to I'm sure if I played the game, I'd probably recognize this somewhere in there. But overall, pretty cool base. That wing is actually super heavy, and the base in general is pretty heavy. Next is his legs. So they go in like so. Really nice texture on these legs right here. Really micro texture. You almost, from 2 feet away, you can't tell, anything. When you get up close, you're like, oh my gosh, that is extreme texture. Crazy good. All right, let's put the upper body on now. Alrighty, here we have the upper body, so that slid in nice and easy. So next you get the portrait, like so. He is looking a tad down, so I would say this will be a statue better, top garage shelf or, higher up. Now, he does have, let's put these gun arms in. You can see nice strong magnet. So he does have a plethora of swap outs. We're gonna I love having swap outs, give such variety to the statue. All right, but more or less that's kind of it completed. The only last thing is to get that sword. So do note that this is not made of metal. It's a lightweight resin, but it does look really good. Now you can see all the scuff marks. He's definitely used this sword quite a bit. Really cool looking handle. You know, like, I do love metal swords. At the end of the day, though, sometimes metal does cause issues with weight. As long as it looks good, that is the most important thing. But yeah, there it is. So that is the like general look, especially like, you know, throughout the game you're using these guns. Although I definitely use the sword more often. But yeah, there is the completed statue. Looks great. Let's get out the tape measure and measure this. Alrighty, measuring from the bottom up. This base is actually pretty freaking tall at nearly 10 inches. To the top of the sword, as you can see, just about 27 inches. Top of the head, 25.5. So yeah, decent sized statue. In terms of width and depth, it is about 14.5 inches wide, and depth 11.5 inches. You might need a little bit extra depth though due to this wing. So overall, decent sized footprint for a statue, has decent presence. Of course, if you want the big presence, you go for the 1/3. 1/4 scale statues rarely have big presence. So, but you know, it's 28 inches tall to the top of the sword. Definitely like him having that sword there. And of course, if you want him to display, you know, hold that sword, I will show that here momentarily. But let's go ahead and, you know, give it another 360-degree look. Of course, there's still styrofoam there. So on the back of the base, it does say Devil May Cry and then have like a little thing of Dante. Let's go ahead and dive deeper into some of this detail. Again, the coat, as you can see, really good texture work. This vest does not have textures, only the coat does. The black part does. The pants do, of course. This has somewhat textures. It's a little bit unique and different looking. In terms of these guns, you know, let's check these out. So, now you can see it says Ebone and Ivory. You can see that little like thing on the gun right there of that lady. That looks pretty cool, actually. There's some writing right there. What's that say? 45 ACP. I can't really read the other thing. I might need a magnifying glass. But overall, looks really good. You know, of course, that's the gray one. And then you have the black one, which again has another lady on it. 45 ACP. Guns look great. Got no complaints there. Look good. Alrighty, so here is the next swap outs. You got this shotgun, which looks really cool. You know, really big, much bigger than a pistol. And then him holding, it's probably the Sparta sword is my guess. Now, crazy thing is, this is the largest and heaviest weapon, but also the weakest magnet. Like, it feels super unsecure there. You know, it's like, normally it should be like this, but it instantly goes like this. And it does put like pressure against it, but I don't like how that feels. I'd probably actually add putty to it. When you're looking straight on the statue, I don't like the sword as much because you actually can't see it as good. The shotgun looks good. But from the side angles is where I feel like these look better. But between this and the pistols, I'd probably pick the pistols between the two. I definitely think that sword is the coolest looking, but the angle and the insecure feeling does worry me a little bit. It does make it a little bit wider. It's actually, I think I need to bring it up as well. Now, I guess you can technically, you know, like move this because of the way it's on the hand. So if you want to display it more like that, you can. And I kind of have them holding it right there, but you can like raise it and lower it. It's a little tight, and I don't want to push it too much because then I might start scratching it. You know, but it's almost touching the ground right there. I can bring it up. But you can kind of twist this how you want. Either that or like that if you want to see it a little bit better angle. However, this is not how I do plan to display this. Now, the one nice thing is you can actually just display this sword however you want because it doesn't have a actual hand attached, you could wall mount this, display it on the base, because it is a really cool looking sword. And, you can kind of do what you want with it. It doesn't have to necessarily be something him holding. If you want to put it on the base next to the statue, you definitely can. Now, you can't do that with, the shotguns or the pistols. But due to the way that he holds that sword, I would just display that next to it. Maybe get a stand, something to hold this up, or just wall mount it. You could, wall mount it right here, actually. Even just one nail would hold that up right behind him. But yeah, this is the only weapon you can display kind of as a standalone. Now, in case you want to do pistol and shotgun, which obviously is not 100% game accurate, you can only do one or the other, but that is how that would look. Alrighty, now here he has the gauntlet hands and then one shotgun, so you could definitely do that look. That's pretty cool. Now let's do the double gauntlet. Alright, folks, I just did some research on like some of the weapons from Devil May Cry 1. So, got your Bony and Ivory, the shotgun. They didn't include like the grenade launcher or any of that. You got the Ifrit gauntlets. The Sparta sword is what it is. And then in terms of just like Dante in general, like them capturing him, of course, yeah, like Dante, it's always hard to see because it's such an old video game. But, like there he is right there, having the sword behind him, the red. I think they captured the color really good. And then there's the likeness. And this is an old school video game. It does look quite a bit different from this video game versus the 5th one. That's actually Devil May Cry 5, Dante 1. Yeah, that's actually his look throughout the 3 video games. Quite crazy. Overall, though, I think they did capture the likeness pretty good. They captured the colors, like his coat color really accurately. So of course, like I said, this is from Darkside Collectibles. Now, this is sold out on Sideshow's website. You can still get it from them. They do worldwide shipping. That's where I got it. So it's basically, €7.99. But this is where you can go ahead and get it. Yeah, and they advertise it as 27.6 inches. So it's very close, 14.6 wide. Ifrit gauntlet, back accessory, Alistair. So it's the Alistair sword. Yeah, this is fully licensed, not custom or anything. But here is my favorite look of the statue, the Ifrit gauntlets. I think these look the coolest. I do like this sword, but like I said, it's kind of hard to see. It's, makes it wider than necessary, and I'd rather just display it as a standalone. I think this is the best look, like that. It definitely looks cool up high, like me sitting down, having him like look down at me with that very sinister-like pose, his cape flowing in the wind. And he's standing on top of a statue, which generally statues are pretty tall, especially big ones like that. So you'd think he's on top of some sort of hill, looking down as he defeated all these enemies. Let's go ahead and put the light-up portrait on now. And there you have it. Definitely a very bright light, almost like blinding. It's so bright. Yeah, you almost don't want to look at it straight on because it's so bright. I'm like 4 feet away. From the side, though, it looks good. Definitely very bright. Of course, this is fresh, brand new batteries in it, so it will die down. So I do like light ups and all, but at the end of the day, you don't display it too often. So I probably would never display this head outside of this review. Maybe if you have some friends come over, you show them the light up. Otherwise, this is going to be the portrait you're going to want to go ahead and display, which again, let's get some good looks at it. Hair looks good. There you have it. The statue. And in case you want to go hairless Dante, you can do that. So there it is though, folks. Dante by Darkside Collectibles. Great statue. Lots of swap outs. Nice museum styled pose. With of course that one leg up, which is a classic statue pose. But good alternative, of course, to the HMO, which, was an action pose lunging forward. quite difficult to display. This one, much easier to display, of course, much easier to move around. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of this Dante statue. Overall, I'd probably rate it at 8 out of 10. I definitely prefer the Ifrit gauntlets as the number 1 best look. Second is probably Bony and Ivory. Third would be the giant Sparta sword and shotgun. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.